Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go through and do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these topics and areas looking for potential investment opportunities and sharing those opportunities with everyone in the community. So let's dive in there, take a look, see what's going on. And we do have a special coupon code that is active. You can see in the description link the details. So starting with the dollar, DXY, we are stronger. And usually with a stronger dollar, what do we see? Stronger yields. So we're moving up in the DXY. It's putting probably a little bit of pressure in the market. We're also seeing stronger yields today, sideways on the 2-year, but the longer end of the curve. We are coming on up. The 10-year is up 0.8. To me, it looks like it's trying to break out of this downtrend line. I did cut through it because I think I drew it on a higher time frame. We're looking for a potential break here. We're above support coming across here. This is a 3-hump consolidation. And there is a possibility that this runs to the upside. That would confuse, I think, a lot of people looking for a recession and lower interest rates if it were to do that. We also have the 30-year that's breaking out to the upside. Nobody wants 30-year bonds, apparently. 1, 2, 3-hump consolidation, breakout, flag pattern, breakout. That is bullish for yields to go higher. So makes me think that the 10-year has the possibility to run here too, to the upside. Besant and Trump trying to talk the markets down. I don't know if they're going to get what they want. We'll see. TYX TNX ratio, we are slightly lower today, so no tailwinds behind gold for today. We are still, again, inverted and down there. We've got bond prices that are down today with higher yields. So we're down 0.64%. We've got a lot of resistance on top of us, and we'll see which direction this goes. Looking at yields, to me, this looks like we could potentially head lower in the short term, and we'll see. We could do maybe a retest before heading lower, but it doesn't look good. The 2 and the 10-year, we are still in this pattern. We did uninvert with yields going up on the long end of the curve. So here's the 3-hump consolidation. We generally get a dead period in the the end of this, and we'll see where it goes. Gold down slightly, down about $3 an ounce. It's holding steady. We've got silver also holding steady at minus 0.24. Silver on the longer term does have a more bullish setup. We've broken through here and it's been drifted higher, so I do think that's going to continue. Platinum down slightly. We're still squeezing in this corner here. I think I drew it on the long term. Yeah. I just kind of, when I draw these, it doesn't really matter where you put them. You can put them at the wicks. You can put them at the closing prices. This one I kind of split in the middle. I probably drew it on this time frame here. And we're trying to break out. That's what we're doing. We're squeezing up, trying to break out. Palladium up $9 an ounce, holding steady here. Looks good. Everything looks fine. Doesn't look like it's knocking on resistance or anything or support. We're just kind of sitting there doing nothing. GDX down slightly, GDXJ down, and SILJ down. And there's some bearish engulfings here. Maybe we get a pullback. Maybe we have a larger consolidation ahead of us in these. Definitely possible. There's SILJ. I'm just trying to see what this looks like here in the bigger picture. Shorter term, guys, trading in the short term, you don't trade all the time. You kind of just, you wait for a setup. Your setup here, where I would purchase is right here. That's the setup. And then you ride it on up. And then if you're trading, you want to dump it somewhere up there. And then you just wait. Your setup isn't here anymore. It's just been chopping sideways. Now, if you're a long-term investor, Your entry point is here. It's the same thing, and then you just hold on to it, waiting for the setup to materialize to the upside based off of fundamentals and market conditions. That's the difference between trading and whatnot. You wouldn't do anything here trading unless you're trying to short, but you just wouldn't do anything until you get to here or here. Everything else, you kind of just wait. So if I was a trader, I wouldn't do anything right here. I'd just be sitting and doing nothing. XAU to gold ratio, again, we're real cheap. Nothing's changed here. It's all the same. Gold and silver mining companies, huge runway ahead of us for appreciation when those market conditions come. We've got crude oil up about 1%. It's up 1.03%. We're underneath resistance. The resistance is this guy coming across here from top coming down. We're trying to break out. We haven't broken out yet. We're right on top of that resistance, the trend line, and we'll see what happens. The first stage is to break out of that trend line. Second is to get above some of these areas to create a higher high. So we're trying. TTF gas down 1.5%. We've broken to the downside of the channel. So we've got probably some consolidation to do. Natural gas in America still above support. We're holding on. We are falling at a slower pace than what we climbed up. So that's generally a bullish formation, but we are coming into seasonality that's a little bit weaker. My boy XOP, yeah, you know me. We are underneath resistance. The resistance line is this guy coming up. We've got that right underneath it. We do have a bullish formation, which could be a big flag trying to break out. That's what we're trying to do. OIH also getting some selling pressure towards the middle end of the day, but still above support, and we'll see what transpires here. Could we drop down? It's possible if something were to go. I mean, we've got a large selling pressure candlesticks over here, and we did struggle to get up here in a rising wedge. That is bearish to some degree. If oil were to turn lower, now if oil were to turn higher, I do think that will probably move this on up. Newcastle coal futures, I think, look really good. So we've pulled on back, boom, 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 back to support down here. We zoom in on it, and what we have here, in my opinion, could be a double bottom. And this here is the beginning of that double bottom starting to come on up. So hopefully that's the case. We're seeing a lot of the companies look very similar to this pattern here. They're getting these double bottoms, and I do think we have a potential of working our way on up. So we're seeing some positioning in the coal stocks. And again, that's all on the website for the coal stocks that I really like. But this looks good. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust up 2.5%. This is a bullish formation to go higher. Higher. There we are. Flag pattern, bullish engulfing today. Looks good to go up. Uranium futures pricing, we're pulling back a teeny bit, but we are trying to put in a bottom here. We'll see if that occurs. We've got URA down 2.33%, so not much positioning here in the ETF. We could come down and do a double bottom. That is a possibility. If it gets down there, I am a buyer. URNM doing the same thing, and URNJ, exact same thing. And I want URNJ to get right through here. That's what I want. Get back down there, baby. Copper up 0.5%, but we've got some selling pressure, a little bit of a wick at the top there. A lot of the times, and I don't know if this is going to be this time, but a lot of the times you'll break through, and sometimes you can get a big return move before heading higher. I am not stating that that is the case. I'm just saying that that is possible sometimes, and people get scared. You shouldn't be scared if it pulls back anywhere in that circle. It's still very bullish. We still have higher highs and higher lows, even if we were to come back here. Keep that in mind. COPX down 2.8. That's why I'm talking about it. A little bit of selling pressure in some of the equities with copper pulling back. Iron ore up 0.5%. I think this thing's ready to frickin' unload here, guys. Iron ore looking fantastic. It's ready to go at any second. I mean, do I know the exact time? I do not. But when you squeeze up like this, this thing's ready to go. Ready to go. Aluminum down 0.15. We're still underneath resistance. We've got nickel down 1%, a little bit larger selling pressure day to day, but still looks bullish. We want to stay above this support area. Sometimes you break out, do a retest. That's happening across the board in a bunch of stocks that I'm following right now. What we've got are these double bottoms, and a lot of them are retesting like right through here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of people think that these charts are perfect. It's not. It's not perfect. They can break out. They can pull back like this and go past that point and then rip. They're not clean, and they're not as clean as what you'll see in textbooks. Move up 0.25, still underneath resistance, but we're working our way on up, and we'll see if that provides to be a bottom or not. Emerging markets are down. We had stronger dollar, stronger yields. It's a headwind for emerging markets. Headwind for a lot of these that are coming up here. I do think this could potentially go lower. It's a rising wedge with a inverted flag pattern. We've got TAN down 2.2%, looking pretty weak. Lithium's down, but I think this looks strong. What's the difference between this one and the other one? Well, we've broken the downtrend. We've got a pattern set up where we launched higher here, probably a lot of short covering. We've got a 3-hump consolidation that's broken to the upside, and we've got a retest with small red candlesticks. That's the difference. It's all of those things painting the picture that makes me think that this is going to go higher. And that's the difference between someone who's good and someone who is doesn't know what they're doing, I guess. REMX also looking good. I think this is a potential double bottom with the resistance line or top of that double bottom coming across there. We've got small red selling pressure. A lot of the times I've seen this, it's going to work its way on up. Baltic Dry Index also getting some selling pressure. Small reds easily could go higher. XHB down 0.57. We are still above support, not much selling pressure. We still could go sideways or higher with this type of setup here. Russell 2000 down 1%. Now these are looking a little bit weaker here. Why do I say that? Well, you want to throw trend lines kind of like on top and bottom here, kind of busting through the bottom here. And it's a pretty strong close. So we very well could see further downside pressure. It's possible. The S&P 500 also getting some selling pressure right at resistance. We'll see what occurs here. I don't want to make any statements, but a lot of the times you bust through lots of selling pressure, big red candlesticks. Then you come back up with smaller reds, struggling to get back to resistance for the retest to head lower. And again, we have to see some follow through here. What would seal the deal here is breaking through that guy there. That would seal the deal that we're probably going a lot lower. Right now, it's hanging on. We've got the NASDAQ doing something similar, but with a lot less force. Big selling pressure move, consolidation. It popped up, and now we're getting strong selling pressure. Could we drop down? We could. What we want to do is we want to see what occurs here. We're at support above this little area here. here. So we want to see what the bounce looks like if we get a bounce or what follow through we have to the downside here. This is looking weaker. Big reds at the top here, those are distribution candlesticks. SMCI down 8.86% coming out of this rising wedge, looking bearish. We entered down, consolidated, heading lower perhaps. NVDA down 6% as well. This doesn't look that great, guys. This looks like distribution. Distribution is when you see big reds and selling. Boom, 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 boom. Struggle to come up. Boom. It's the big candlesticks that are heading lower, which provide a lot of selling force or pressure. And that's what I look for. They started to exhibit itself over here. And then what we did is we ran out of steam, and now the selling pressure is just hammering this thing down, hammering it down, hammering it down. Doesn't look all that great. Bitcoin down a little bit. And again, if it were me, I would think that this is a bearish setup, but I do have a little bit of a bias against Bitcoin. I'm biased against it because I think it has absolutely zero value. I don't understand it. People who buy it, there's no use case. I don't understand it, guys. You've got Michael Saylor that is literally running the Ponzi scheme. He says the same things. Go back and watch the movie Boiler Room. Boiler Room. Go watch that. And then go look at some of the most recent released stuff from Michael Saylor. It's almost the same. And the person who was running that scam in Boiler Room, his name was also Michael. But yeah, this looks like it could easily turn over here. I'd like to see stronger selling pressure to say that that is the case. Ethereum also getting sold off about 3%. Pretty strong selling pressure moves with upward facing flag patterns. That's generally a bearish formation. We did see some buying pressure here through here, which caught me off guard. I was like, man, that's some pretty big buying pressure. But with the sellers coming in today, it could still easily be game on to the downside. MicroStrategy down 3.66%. I've got a kind of a flaggish pattern there. It's still in a bullish formation, but things could change quick depending on what Bitcoin does coming up here. The VIX also heading higher for volatility, 6.88% with the down move. Could this ramp its way on up? It very well could. We could see stronger selling pressure across the board in the S&P and NASDAQ and some of those financial assets. But that's what I've got for today, guys. That's what I'm seeing. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. Specials, the coupon code. I did release a midweek update. It is active. You can partake in some of these setups like coal that looks like it's doing a double bottom. I've got my favorite coal companies out there. I just went through the midweek update there. There's some energy service opportunities, some oil and gas opportunities that I think look pretty good. And I share that with everybody in the video I just released. But that's all I've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.